we go. So we're waiting on the runners. They should be ready pretty soon. Definitely going to be an interesting race. Iona and Deku both also Sonic Heroes runners.
All right, and we are underway. Nice, we're synced up.
Right, so this will certainly be an interesting match. I'm not going to say that these two are necessarily the most equal. I think that Deku is probably a favorite to win this match, but neither of these are the most seasoned of Hero Story runners, so you absolutely never know how this may go.
Deku has been grinding a lot the last couple of weeks and has been steady improving his time each run.
I think his PB's come down by something like 10 minutes in the past couple of weeks. Only really starting to practice for this tournament. Mostly a Knuckles player, and both of them missing Cityscape skip, so not going to see any major divergence there. So the one big advantage I think that we're going to see with going into this match is largely going to be Knuckles. Deku did spend a lot of time doing just Knuckles before starting to do Hero Story. So in his PVs, he's been consistently getting sub 3 minutes combined Knuckles, which is very consistent for someone who hasn't been running the category long.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Deku did not roll down the building, and that's going to be a little bit of time lost there.
And that's one of the things about not being consistent in the Knuckles, but not necessarily other places yet, is those time losses where someone who's been running a little bit longer like Iona may be able to get ahead. Plus, first match
is very nice though.
And sticking to the ground, but getting thrown off anyways. And Iona getting thrown off too. Neither of them having the best truck section, but looks like Iona's still coming out ahead in City Escape, but still a very close race.
Only a difference of 2 seconds. It's still anybody's game at this point.
And the odds of that changing in this split are very low.
This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Finally decided to show up, eh? Okay, bring it on.
First boss of the game, Bigfoot. Pretty easy boss for most runners. Depending on whether you're going to go for the front box or the back box. Looks like Deku going for the front box strats, which are a little bit easier to mess up, but a decent bit faster. Iona going for the safe back box strats, and both of them getting the boss about as fast as they'd want. And Deku taking the lead as a result.
Now comes into Deku's cream of the crop, hunting.
And also going to depend on how their RNG is exactly. Looks like Deku having better luck so far. And Deku getting a very nice set. Iona having to run around a decent bit more in comparison. Plus, you can see with the Knuckles movement, Deku just being a lot more smooth and actually getting to and from his piece. Iona missing the hint.
Deku didn't get second place in Sentis over poor playing.
And coming up on the first mech boss, easiest boss in the game, and nothing is going to happen of any note here, most likely.
The thing of note that didn't happen, though, is there are no emblems this time. Both runners have gentlemen agreed to use emblem skip glitch.
Indeed, and that won't affect things to any as far as the time itself. It'll be for the viewer experience because That's just some real time that would get wasted in between stages, and since we're timing this off of in-game time, it's not going to affect who's in the lead or anything, but just means that we get through this race that much faster. So coming into Prison Lane, this is definitely going to be one of the more intense stages. Lots of movement here where you can lose or gain seconds on your opponent, and honestly, without looking at it very slowly, it can be difficult to tell. Looks like Deku with about a 40-second elevator. We'll see how Iona does with that fairly soon.
Deku got a clean gate hop earlier too. Let's see if Iona can follow suit.
Nope,
Whoa.
Shot by the beetle. Looks like Deku's moving pretty smoothly through this.
It is worth noting that RNG does make a big difference because Deku was a little bit behind, and now look at him go.
Indeed, and even if Iona had executed that set significantly better, probably would not have been enough to close the gap right now. And Deku going 2 for 2 on the rail hops.
Leaving with a 143.
I'm having a little bit of difficulty reading the times here. But Iona getting second gate hop, so not falling too far behind, but looks like we're going to have about a 10-second difference going into Metal Harbor, or 11 seconds even. Yep, Metal Harbor, a stage of tiny optimizations as well, but also a stage where you can very easily get 30-second to a minute deaths. Deku opting to go for the springs instead of the spin dash jump to get over to the light shoes. And that might be why. Iona going for the spin dash jump and dying. So going for the couple second time save only to lose 20-30 seconds in the run. Definitely not what Iona needed to get back in this. But gets the second try.
Missile launch in 15 seconds.
Ooh.
Deku failing to get up the
trouble.
missile on the first or second try. But making it up there eventually. Only about 10 seconds lost, roughly. Not even.
Giving Iona a bit of a chance to catch up.
I'm going to need a bit more than that in order for Iona to get back in the lead, but you never know. And we'll see if he decides to go for the jump here, because that could also be another way if something were to mess up here. Nope, makes the jump.
Deku leaving with a 134. Nice.
Not an awful Metal Harbor, especially considering all the time with the missile skip that was lost, but...
So far, so good. Hey, that's...
As Deku's moving into Shadow 1, this is another very short split, but depending on the strategies these runners are using, it's something where the boss could get away from them for more time loss. It looks like Iona's currently about 30 seconds behind.
Iona coming out with a 131.
But keep in mind that that's not counting the death from the very start. Deku getting a very clean 12-second Shadow 1. I don't know for sure the strategies that Iona uses for Green Forest. I'm fairly sure that Deku does not do many of the advanced strats. No air easy Green Forest wall run, nothing along those lines. But it can still be a stage that just trips you up for seemingly no reason. And Iona gaining a second on that Shadow 1 split. The start of Green Forest is a little bit difficult for all sorts of reasons, just because Sonic 2 is a very well designed game, as Deku showed with that somersault. So all sorts of places that you can just get randomly tripped up. And getting thrown up on top of that loop, losing a little bit more time there as well. Not taking the loop skip may not be something that he's practiced, or may just be trying to take it safe at this point. Iona also getting tripped up a little bit in the first tunnel, probably not losing as much time as Deku did. Yeah, Green Forest is definitely not an easy stage to be consistent at.
Skips the checkpoint, but doesn't go for wall run, so there's no worry here. Ooh, a little bit of a bonk.
That bonk happens when you do the light dash there. I think it's actually still faster, and if you try to homing attack immediately, you end up orbiting the spring for a bit, so it looked like it went about as what he expected there. Not taking the checkpoint before bungee skip, but looks like he nails it anyways. Coming up on the last loop skip in the stage, and manages to get it.
That skip always looks so scary to me.
Yeah, and it's really a lot easier than it looks once you get used to just where to spin dash. Finishing with a 146 or 145, excuse me. Very solid time for, again, no Green Forest wall run or anything along those lines. And Pumpkin Hill, so again, an area where Deku will probably have an advantage, but you never know how RNG may treat them. Iona having a little bit of trouble with that final light dash in Green Forest. It's a very solid piece 1 for Deku so far.
It's closer.
Always nice when the piece 2 that you're supposed to get ends up being in the direction you're heading for Pumpkin Hill, and looks like fairly solid set, especially story style for Deku here.
I found him.
Finishing that with a
37.
That's a very respectable Pumpkin Hill time. We'll see if Iona can follow that up. Now, Deku going into Mission Street. This is a stage that can definitely turn the tides of this, because for runners who aren't very consistent, death here can be a very big deal. That little bonk on a box there for Deku might actually be costing a cycle as far as an ideal time, but there could be other time losses on the way too. Iona having a much worse time with their Pumpkin Hill here.
Gets weight hop. Let's go.
See what this cycle is looking like here. Makes whatever cycle you wanted. Knuckles consistency for Deku really showing here. Iona struggling with some of this RNG and also some of the piece grabs. Really not what they need in order to get back in the lead. So at this point, it's making it look more and more like Deku's race to lose, but you never know until we get through the desert. Looks like Deku's through the worst of this. Getting past that cycle means that even if you were to take a death now, it wouldn't be anywhere near as much potential time loss. So he should just have a clean shot to the finish. See how Iona's able to perform here. Iona gets way hot too.
Let's go.
I did it!
Very solid mission streak from Deku.
That was a little tough.
And coming into the next RNG section, let's see if Deku
That's
ends
a
up
free
getting...
piece. Nice.
Very nice. Again, not what Iona needs in order to
Top
be...
room and 3 fans. Yo.
Jesus.
It's something other than a minecart. Oh no, this is. I think
this is an incredible aquatic mine.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this is the story mode world record for the ILs right now. This set is nutty. Iona is
perfect.
suffering now.
Yeah, a 1349 aquatic mine is insane no matter what level of runner you are.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
And I guess we'll see if Iona's able to get even remotely close. Hopefully they don't end up getting minecart dumping area or entrance to the abyss. And Deku entering Route 101, the stage that Hero Story runners like to practice the least, especially when they're starting out. Even less than Knuckles.
I'm getting closer.
Iona finally following with a 220.
So, not awful, but unfortunately still falling behind Deku, and we know the next split's not exactly going to do them any favors. For those unfamiliar, the only things we can really say about Route 101, the drifting allows you to keep...
Iona got a free piece.
That's something nice at least.
Tails, did you find the president?
Yep, we're going for it.
Almost, Sonic.
Water level 2 height. Oh, but going into Ghost Room for your next piece. Never.
Ghost Piece 2 is not ideal, especially because there's a few bad Piece 3s this can end up being. Brick Room that's always underwater is not the worst of those, though. Might prefer that over... Ooh, but not taking a sign clip. So got... I guess it's actually not slow to take that way.
Following with a 41.
Which, not awful, but unfortunately nothing compared to that 13-second aquatic mine on Deku's end. Alright, and as Iona enters Route 101, Deku is still here, drifting back and forth to try and keep that top speed going, because when you're driving straight forwards, at least as Tails, you're not able to keep that top speed from slopes or boosts.
Deku leaving with a 219. Pretty standard time.
Going to Hidden Base, the next mech stage, and one where there's a lot of divergence between strategies that people use, especially at the beginning, and a place where deaths can be fairly costly. See what strategy he decides to go for, and it looks like he is going to go for just a normal axle jump. Nothing too complicated here. Once he makes this jump, which he should have more than enough height for. things going pretty smooth for Deku here. I know Iona tends to go for a GC skip variant, which may save a little bit of time, but I'm going to need quite a few of those time saves in order to catch back up.
Doesn't get the checkpoint. That is
very interesting decision, especially with how easy it is to die here. Missing that little pause hover there, but still recovering nicely. Gets another checkpoint, so no problems there.
Ooh, having a little trouble getting up there. Looks like Iona is finally leaving Route 101 finally. Deku almost at the end of Hidden Base. Deku has a whole stage right now.
And not a short stage either.
Okay, I did it!
Deku leaving with a 153.
I don't know, finishing with a 216, so saving a couple seconds on Deku there in Route 101. But alright, entering Pyramid Cave, very technical stage, and the one where we first get the bounce bracelet, which allows a lot more interesting tech. It looks like Iona going for the GC skip variant. This is Wanamura, I believe, and makes it through.
Nice. I've been watching Deku practice a lot of different things in Pyramid Cave, so I'm wondering what exactly he's going to go for here.
I have a feeling we're not going to see Hex skip. Yes, first door skip, nice and clean. And hopefully you can get this second door skip without losing too much time. That's something that sometimes can give people trouble, and no problems at all.
Iona skipping the checkpoint as well. But it is the end of the stage, I believe? No.
No, this is it's the same one the Deku skipped, but there aren't as many hits between these two checkpoints.
That part of the stage and the end part.
Ooh, and Deku taking a death.
That is never good.
Deciding probably not worth it, just gonna go ahead and go through casual strats. Still trying to skip loops though. And with that death, Pyramid Cave may be a good place for Iona to catch up. I know that they have spent a lot of time grinding that IL, so have probably practiced the stage.
Deku going with the flex camera. $144 with a death in there.
Well, the death not counted in the 144. And coming up to the next knuckle stage, this one is one that Deku is very strong at. See how this RNG is treating him. Getting red box clip first try.
Let's go.
It's closer.
Very solid piece one, taking the hit there, making it easy for him to die. Not first try death strats. See if RNG is kind to him.
I think he got bugs.
It's like he definitely.
Yes,
yep,
that is
on
exactly what he did. Let's go. You love to see that.
Yep, so still not getting the piece 2 from the death strats, but did get a piece 3.
It's over.
Almost out of lives though, so might be forced to just take what he can get up. And speaking of which, manages to get at the last possible moment.
I found him.
Leaving with a 36, and there are some deaths in there, but that's just the name of the game. It's death
Yeah,
chamber.
this is perfect.
Still a very solid set for
Who's
Deku.
there? What the?
Ooh, Iona's storage
Ghost?
messing them up.
Yep, as it happens in Pyramid Cave. So Deku doing King Boom Boo, a boss that can either go very well or very wrong. Easy place to lose as much as 45 seconds just for a small mistake.
Tries the boost, does not get the boost hit. Ooh.
He's been trying that, but not the most practiced with it. Iona taking these loops nice and safe, or taking one of them nice and safe. Exiting Pyramid Cave with a 1956, overall about just under 2.5 minutes behind Deku. Ooh, and Deku not getting the one cycle, going for the exit stage, in fact, because he did not have the lives to
Who's
restart. This could be the chance that Iona needs to catch up at least a decent bit, but it's still Deku's race to lose at this point. Iona going through multiple resets here in Death Chamber. Ooh, gets the cat boost that time. Let's see if Deku can get the one cycle.
Iona doesn't even go for the blue box flip.
And misses the dig to get into Blue Room too. One more hit for Deku on King Boom Boo. And he's out of there. Iona getting the death strat first try.
This is giving Iona a chance to catch up, but still not quite enough.
Still guaranteed to be behind by the end of it. Deku going into Egg Golem, another very difficult boss to be consistent with, doing the profit bounces or mock bounces in order to get up very quickly. All he needs to hit 3 of them, and he's got 2 so far. Not grabbing a ring is a little bit concerning, but gets all the bounces. Just needs to get these last 2 hits. 1.
Lands on the arm. Ooh.
Does
A
he
little
get
weird there, but still doesn't fall all the way down. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yep. Nice recovery. Doesn't trigger a ballerina or anything. Very solid at golden time, especially in a race. And Iona going into King Boom Boo. Looks like they're not even going to go for the boost, and we'll see if they can get the one cycle. Meanwhile, Deku entering Eternal Engine. This will be one of the next major skips coming up. We'll see if he's able to get it first try. Well, not managing to clip out first try here. So taking a death, see if he can get it again.
Iona leaving King Boom Boo finally.
Yep, 21:48 on the timer means that they're about 2 minutes behind now. Deku getting the first try, second try both equipped. So as long as he can make it to the gold ring, he's in a very solid position.
I wasn't paying attention. Did Iona just opt to go behind?
Yes,
Oh,
looks like...
shot over. Okay. That's what happened. Having a little trouble here.
Indeed, Egg Golem is and going for regular super bounces and not the mock bounces like Deku is doing makes it that much harder. And Deku deciding to hover in time with the music, and Iona getting a ballerina. Unfortunately, because not only does this make it very difficult to hit him, but even if you did, he will not die until his animation finishes.
I did it!
Deku with the clean, both out of bounds movement. Moving again to one of his strengths here in Meteor Herd.
Evil water drops. I think this is the good water piece. Yes.
Hitting the spring there, not exactly what you want to do with that movement, but... Ooh, and that is...
three-piece.
I have never even seen someone go for that kind of check. He must have seen that in the way I certainly didn't.
That must have been why he took that spring. Even with a 32.
Incredible meteor herd. Overall, his combined knuckles here has got to be insane. If it weren't for the death strats taking so long in Death Chamber, this would be an incredible combined knuckles overall. Iona getting Bofa. So at least managing to keep up somewhat of a pace, just unfortunately still a decent bit behind.
Clean camera flip as well.
Get away from my emerald.
And seeing it pointed out that Deku changed the camera during the rocket, which is what allowed him to see that piece 3. So, like you said, most likely was aware of it when he went for the spring. And going into Crazy Gadget, this is going to be one where their strategies differ a bit. Iona does CGSS, but isn't necessarily the most consistent. Deku, however, not able to get CGSS down and goes for the regular CGS, which is a bit of time. Ooh, Iona missing the goal ring there. That's never pleasant. Gets the clip out again. Deku dying with first try CGS. You know, it doesn't look like there's a way for Iona to come back, but with the way that Crazy Gadget can go, it's still technically possible.
Breaks that first barrier. Let's go. Now it's time for the acid room. Will this movement be clean?
Not the cleanest, but does he get the enemy? Yes. And the hardest parts are done. So he just needs to bounce here, get out of bounds, as long as he can manage to hit the goal ring.
No! Yes!
And he's out of Crazy Gadget. Iona opting to clip back in bounds instead of going to the goal ring from the back.
No problem.
Just wanting to be better safe than sorry here. And I don't blame them.
Especially after missing that first time.
You're no match for me. Weak little fox. All right. No match for you.
I think you're getting a little low on health. Oh no.
Taking a death to Eggman 2, not the worst death though. And Iona's going to need quite a bit more of this in order to get back in. And Iona not getting the best luck from Meteor Herd.
Taking dangerous liquid. Will it be the good one or the bad one?
And Deku is out of Eggman 2.
Ooh, top to bottom.
You hate to see it.
If the third piece is not on the bottom, this is unfortunate. Getting a little
Already
mixed up with what side they needed to be on.
As Deku goes into Final Rush, really the last hurdle here. If he can get the skip first try, then he's on his way to a solid 26, it looks like. It looks like he's past death plans, just needs to make sure that he has enough height. Iona finally getting out of the meteor herd. Unfortunately, got about a 2-minute time difference on top of having, Crazy Gadget and Eggman 2 still to go through. And Rouge for that matter.
Looks like that might be enough height.
Oh yeah, very solid for Deku, so looks like an easy 26 as long as there's no issues with Shadow 2. Though I've seen him have issues before, so it's not unheard of.
Huh, no problem.
Certainly not 5 minutes worth of issues.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control!
Get the first hit nice and clean, so see if he can keep up the rhythm. And deciding to give it up there, not necessarily the worst decision with how the platform was going there. Had a little bit of trouble getting another hit on. One more to go. Just barely missing it. And
Just
barely
under
getting the
27.
26.
Oh! Centiseconds under. And there's our first winner of this tournament. Let's go.
26:59, sub 27, very respectable. I think that's less than 2 minutes away from Deku's PB.
Iona breaking out of CGSS. Let's go. Let's make sure they get that gold ring.
Good. Got the backup.
No! Yes!
And
Nice.
made it.
Huh, no problem.
So certainly not the run that Iona wanted, but not exactly the worst either.
You're no match for me. Weak little fox.
See how Iona does here with Eggman 2. And living through the first laser without any issues. Not the cleanest fight, but it looks like they get through just fine. And double checking, unfortunately for Iona, just showing that this was an uphill battle from the start. Iona's Hero Story PB is actually a full 2 minutes behind Deku's. Overall, this run for Iona is actually not bad at all, given where their PB is.
Will they get it first try?
Going for bounceless. I can only assume that's intentional since he's still got the homing attack aura. And it's definitely an interesting technique to bust out. Not one commonly seen, intentionally. I believe bounces should be even more likely to have the correct amount of height. Absolutely enough height, a little far over to the right actually. Pausing there to get some additional hover frames just to make that distance nice and safe as they bounce their way to the goal ring. 30-50 going into Shadow 2. This might actually be a very similar performance to Deku
no
versus PB, only about 2 minutes behind PB as long as Shadow 2 goes cleanly.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control!
Right, getting into the rhythm. 3 hits. And not getting the 4. Ooh. That looked a little bit scary there. And take it. Oh, not quite waiting long enough to get the safe strats on the final hit. But out of there with a 31-21. Again, very respectable time. Just a little over 2 minutes versus PB. But GG's to both of our runners.
Let's go.
A very good first race to start off this tournament.
I believe next we have Deku
it.
up again versus Liam.
And we will see if either of the runners are going to come in for
Awesome job,
an interview to
Tails.
talk about that race.
Sonic!
Look outside.
Ooh!
Hello.
GG Deku.
How did that feel?
Dude, my knuckles was literally cheating.
Yo, that aquatic mine.
Yeah, seriously.
I love that set.
I guess I can calculate, but I have to change the OBS layout, I guess. Because this layout doesn't show me my times. So actually, wait, I can just calculate in stage select.
Well, the
Let me-
problem with stage select is that the death strats.
Oh,
Death.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me just change the layout then.
Welcome, Iona. GG.
Hello, thank you, thank you.
Not an awful run overall, but definitely had a lot worse RNG than Deku, which did not help.
That Pumpkin Hill set was disastrous. I'll say that much. I just, honestly, God, the first two pieces I've never seen them before.
And Aquatic Mine was pretty bad for having a free piece.
Yeah, I shouldn't have taken the free piece. I didn't get a green fine, so I probably should have just reset anyway.
I don't know if you were watching Deku at all. Managed to get a 1384 Aquatic Mine.
Yep.
I saw that
Yeah.
much, then stopped watching the stream.
My combined knuckles was 227.
I don't even want to
So
think about
pretty
mine.
good.
Don't even want to think about mine.
Yep.
No, that was fun. GG.
So, Deku, how you
Yeah,
feeling? You got
GGs.
another race coming up like right now.
I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm feeling warmed up. I'm feeling I can play really well.
And Iona gets to rest a little bit. You'll have another match coming up after Deku's next one.
Yep, I am also commentating the next match.
Indeed. And I will be bowing out here as commentator Iona to take my spot for Deku's next race against Liam.